Some people don't argue, they don't raise their voice, they don't explain themselves again and again. One day, they simply disappear from everyone's life. From the outside, it looks sudden, cold, or even selfish. But in most cases, cutting everyone off is not an impulsive act. It is a slow decision, built quietly over time after many moments of emotional exhaustion. People who cut others off are often those who stayed too long. They listened when no one listened to them. They forgave when apologies never came. They gave chances until giving became painful. Eventually, the mind reaches a point where distance feels safer than connection. Emotional burnout plays a powerful role here. When someone feels constantly misunderstood, unappreciated, or taken for granted, their emotional energy begins to drain. They may still smile, still reply, still show up, but inside they are already tired. Cutting people off is often what happens when silence feels lighter than effort. For many individuals, this behavior is deeply connected to past emotional wounds. If someone has experienced betrayal, manipulation, neglect, or repeated disappointment, their brain learns to associate closeness with danger. Over time, emotional distance becomes a form of self-protection, not because they don't care, but because caring has hurt too much. There is also a psychological pattern behind this known as emotional detachment. Some people learn early in life that depending on others leads to pain. They grow up valuing independence over intimacy, strength over vulnerability. As adults, they may withdraw instead of confronting, because leaving feels safer than opening up. It is important to understand that cutting people off is not always about anger. Often, it is about disappointment that was never expressed. Many people walk away only after trying to communicate, explain, and fix things repeatedly. When those efforts fail, silence becomes the final response. However, there is a difference between healthy boundaries and emotional isolation. Healthy boundaries create peace. They allow a person to breathe, heal, and regain control over their emotional space. Isolation, on the other hand, feels heavy and lonely, even when no one is around to cause harm. The intention behind the distance makes all the difference. Some people cut everyone off because they are redefining themselves. Growth sometimes requires letting go of relationships that no longer align with who you are becoming. When values change and priorities shift, distance is not rejection, it is evolution. Cutting people off can also be a form of silent communication. It often says, "I tried to be heard. I asked for respect. I explained how I felt, and nothing changed." So instead of arguing again, the person chooses absence. People who disappear are not always heartless. They are often people who felt too deeply for too long. They learned that protecting their peace matters more than proving their pain. Understanding this does not mean every cutoff is right, but it reminds us to approach silence with empathy, not judgment.